Hello and welcome back. This is chapter second, Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom, written by Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. And today I'm going to explain page number 23rd and on the last page as well. So here we go. It was this desire for the freedom of my people to live their lives with dignity and self-respect that animated my life. So it was this desire, the desire to get his people freedom, because as a young man he found that his rights were curtailed, his rights were restricted. He was not allowed freedom in the fullest sense, and this is when he joined African National Congress. And before that, his topmost priority had been his family, but after that, he put his people before his family. And why he kept his people before his family? It was because of this desire to set his people free. Because if his people were free, so he automatically got free as well. So it was this desire for the freedom of my people to live their lives with dignity and self-respect that animated my life. And it was this desire to get his men freedom, to get his men their basic rights, to get their people, his men, their dignity, their honor, their self-respect. And these feelings, this desire only animated, filled him with all the energy that transformed a frightened young man into a bold one. And it was this feeling only that transformed, that changed a frightened young man, uh, a scared young man, a timid kind of young man into a bold person, into a bold one. That drove a law abiding attorney to become a criminal, and that feeling only drove a law abiding attorney, because he was an attorney, he was an advocate, and advocates always respect the law and order. And here, this feeling only drove him, pushed him to be a criminal, that is, breaking law, and so naturally a criminal. That turned a family loving husband into a man without a home. And this very feeling turned a family loving husband. He was solely dedicated to his family before joining African National Congress. So he had his all the senses, all his feelings going for his family, but then the thought for achieving the rights of his people changed him, and as he got changed, he became homeless, say, because he could not go home. That forced a life loving man to live like a monk, and that turned this desire to serve his people, to get his people freedom, turned him into a monk. And before that, he loved his family. I am no more virtuous or self sacrificing than the next man. Now he makes it very clear, because before this, he highlighted himself a lot. Say, here in the previous few lines, he gave a good exposure to his own self. He highlighted himself. So here he downplays his role. He says, I am no more virtuous, that I am not full of virtues, full of good qualities, and self-sacrificing. I'm not all self-sacrificing than the next man. The next man is as virtuous, is having the good qualities, just like I am, or I am also having the same qualities as the other man is having, and I am also the same way dedicated to my people as the other man is. So I'm not extraordinary, but I found that I could not even enjoy the poor and limited freedoms I was allowed. But the thing is that the other men might got satisfied, contented with the limited freedom, but I could not. I could not enjoy. I could not enjoy. I could not sit contented with the limited freedom that was allowed to me to my people. I was allowed only. I was allowed when I knew my people were not free. Okay, uh, poor and limited freedom I was allowed when I knew my people were not free. And he knew that his people were not free, though he was allowed a little freedom because he had turned politician. So he was allowed limited freedom, but he could not sit relaxed because he knew his people were not given the freedom at all. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. And here he holds a very unique and very different opinion. In most of the cases we find that the people who were denied their rights uh, were found to criticize the other people who took away their rights. But here he put he puts both of them on the equal footing. He treats both of them equally. So what he says, I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. He says both the oppressor, the one who tortured people, the people, the ones who took away others rights, who forced the law and did not allow others to enjoy their rights, should be liberated as the other people who are denied the rights. So what he means to say here, that both are to be liberated. One who tortures and the one who undergoes those tortures. Both are to be liberated. A man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. So you see, a unique kind of thing, unit kind of what philosophy he holds here. You see, what he says: a man who takes away another man's freedom, a man who is taking away another man's freedom, is a prisoner of hatred. He is also a prisoner. He is also in the jail behind bars, but the difference is here you are put behind the bars for violating certain rules and regulations of the government, but the one who carries out oppression is confined in the cells of hatred. He is also confined in jail. He is also put behind the bars, but that bar is that of hatred, because there is hatred within him and his mind. He is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow-mindedness. That person is behind the bars of prejudice. Prejudice, that is having restricted mind, one who does not like say others say rights. Prejudice is say in a way a dislike, strong dislike for other. So since the whites disliked the blacks, so they had prejudice, they had firm belief of something. They believe something, that no, or they are not supposed to have their rights, like that. And narrow-mindedness, having narrow mind, that no, these people should not be, since their complexion is dark, so they don't deserve any kind of rights. they are meant to suffer. I am not truly free if I am taking away someone else's freedom. Just as surely as I am not free when my freedom is taken from me. The same thought is repeated here. Yeah. So if you're taking away others' freedom, you're not free. And the other way, your freedom is taken away, so obviously you are not free. So both of them are to be liberated in the same way. The oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity, because according to the author, both the oppressor and the oppressed are robbed of their humanity. Their humanity had been taken away. Their rights have been taken away. Someone's right had been taken away. Others' humanity had been taken away. So both needs treatment. Both need to be treated in their respective way. So this is all for now. Thank you.